Welcome to the Funeral Funds Life Insurance Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Vandervate from Funeral Funds of America, and you can find us at funeralfunds.com. That's funeral, Funds.com. Whether you're interested in term life, whole life, annuities, disability, business continuation, or final expense life insurance funding, we have you covered. Our team of experienced professionals will guide you through the complexities of insurance products to help you make an informed decision. In this podcast, I'm going to be discussing teaser rates and 2-year waiting periods. And I want to tell you, this is a passion of mine. Now, at Funeral Funds of America, we only help people with first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans. Most people qualify for first day coverage. It's really only if you waited until it was way too late health-wise that you should ever consider getting a 2-year waiting period plan. If you're healthy enough to qualify for first day coverage, you need to get first day coverage. If you don't, you're going to significantly overpay for a 2-year waiting period plan. And you're also going to have a 2-year waiting period plan. And what that means is if you've got a 2-year waiting period plan, with the 2-year waiting period plan, it's not going to pay out any life insurance death benefit if you pass away in the first 2 years of any health or medical reason. Now, the reason people typically get those policies is they're in very bad health. So they will pay out if you die accidentally in the first 2 years, but the chance of you dying accidentally when you've got a terminal illness or dementia or dialysis or you're in the hospital or a nursing home, something like that, is pretty remote. You should buy final expense insurance for the guaranteed coverage, not just accidental, which is a very low likelihood of happening. So again, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting periods. And if you want to find out if you can qualify for first day coverage or benefits, you can always check with us at funeralfunds.com or at 888-862-9456. Now, let's talk about teaser rates. Boy, we see these all the time out there. They confuse folks, and people are so convinced they're going to get an amazing deal until they find out what the policy is, and they find out that they would be totally disappointed. And I'm being nice with my language there. They would be totally disappointed if they ended up with that insurance. And unfortunately, there's a number of companies out there that won't tell you. And I wouldn't say it's a company mandate or something like that. I think it's more on the insurance agent side that they just conveniently forget to tell you that you were just sold a policy with a 2-year waiting period. And we've seen this in the past. And I think what those agents hope is they just hope that you get that policy in the mail and then you just go and throw it in the drawer and you never read it. You should always, 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 when you get an insurance policy, open it up and read it and make sure that everything in the policy is exactly what the life insurance agent told you it would be. And if it's not, cancel the policy, terminate it immediately. You should never reward an agent for lying to you by keeping a policy. Get rid of the policy. There's going to be, chances are there's going to be a better option out there for you. If you're not sure about that, just keep the policy in force and then just reach out to us and we will do some checking on other insurance companies. And I'm fairly confident we can help you improve your situation. And then it would be wise to cancel that because there's no sense paying a commission to an insurance agent who lied to you, period. So just don't tolerate that. Don't reward that person for that. So the other thing too is, the teaser rates. There's some insurance companies out there. I won't name them. They're not hard to find, but they say you can get, your life insurance for $1 for that first month, and then it will kick into its whatever amount of coverage. So those policies are by companies. Those are term life insurance. And what they do is they try to get you in with this teaser rate. They tease you with this really low rate, and you're going to think you get this good deal. And with with term insurance, I will tell you the premium will be lower than whole life insurance. But there's a reason it's lower because the chance of them having to pay out that claim is much lower. And those companies that offer those are typically going to have what's called 5-year age banded insurance, term life insurance. What that means, it's the price is just going to go up every 5 years. Typically, when your birthday ends with a 1 or a 6. So, like, for example, age 61 and age 66. And what ends up happening with those policies far too often is that people do outlive the policy, or they live long enough that the pricing gets so expensive because it's going up every 5 years that they end up having to cancel the policy. And then they've basically just turned over all that in money over to the insurance company, and it's all profit for the insurance company. And they would have been miles and miles and miles ahead if they would have just gotten a whole life insurance policy, because although it would have been a little bit more expensive right off, after a couple price increases, it's actually lower, and they will save that money on that lower premium for the rest of their life. And you have a permanent policy by going with the first day coverage whole life insurance plan. So just don't fall for marketing gimmicks when it's something is as important as life insurance or final expense insurance or burial insurance or cremation insurance or funeral funds insurance. The other teaser rate type plan you really need to watch out for, and I'm fairly confident you've seen this one before, is one of those 995 plans. And we'll just go ahead and say the company name on this one because they're all over the place. That's Colonial Penn. Now, first thing to be aware of with Colonial Penn, they sell per unit. So you're going to get 1 unit of coverage for $9.95. All other insurance companies out there that we're aware of, certainly the ones we work with, you could, if you wanted to buy $10,000 worth of insurance, you could go buy $10,000 or 15 or 20,000. With Colonial Penn, that's rarely the case. It would almost be accidental that you could buy 10,000 because they sell per unit. So in a lot of cases, you would end up like getting $10,132 or $9,815. It's very difficult to get it exactly on an even amount. That would just depend on your age. So you're always going to end up with these wackadoodle kind of coverage amount because they sell units. They don't sell per $1,000 worth of coverage. The other thing too is they're going to max out at 15 units. And depending on your age, it may not be enough coverage. If you're older and you need $15,000, you might not even be able to get $15,000 worth of coverage through Colonial Penn. So, and, again, it's got a 2-year waiting period. So, you know, you, you just never want to go with a plan that's got a 2-year waiting period if you qualify for first day coverage. So we can help you understand what options you have and help you find a company that, if you can qualify for first day coverage, we'll help you find that company. One kind of consistent factor that we've found with Colonial Penn is when we've price shopped them, and on YouTube, we did over 300 videos on and comparing prices from age 50 to 85 in coverage amounts from 5, 10, 15, 20, and $25,000. And what we found after doing all of those videos, we price compared to Colonial Penn in those videos. And we found that almost every case, Colonial Penn is right around 200%, plus or minus, but right around 200% more expensive than our lowest cost first day coverage plan. And what that means in so many cases is, like, after 10 years, you may be overpaying $3,000, $5,000, maybe even $10,000. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever take your perfectly good hard-earned money and turn that over to an insurance company, pay twice as much, and get stuck with the 2-year waiting period plan, and you're going to have to overpay that insurance for the rest of your life? Go to YouTube and check those videos out. You'll be able to see for your exact age and exact coverage amount. But a lot of people think that a 2-year waiting period plan would be less expensive because they don't ask any health questions. Oh, that's actually not the case, because really, what was 2-year waiting period plans designed for? People who couldn't qualify for first day coverage because of medical issues. So you're going to get the sickest of the sickest buying 2-year waiting period plans, unless they were just sold and you weren't aware that you could qualify for first day coverage. So what that means is they're very high risk policies, and that's why they've got 2-year waiting periods. I guess the insurance companies have just kind of figured out that if somebody makes it 2 years, they're probably going to make it longer. And after 2 years, they've collected quite a bit of premium, so they can offset that risk. So just be aware. Boy, you want to avoid 2-year waiting period plans. You want to avoid term life insurance plans for final expenses, and you want to avoid those plans that give you those teaser rates, like $1 for the first month or $9.95. Just be very well educated. You can go to funeralfunds.com, and we've got all sorts of articles on those, and we can help you understand the truth and kind of the advantages and disadvantages of pretty much every type of insurance you could consider. So my name is Randy Vandervate. I hope this podcast has been helpful to you. Funeral Funds of America can help you qualify for first day coverage or benefits with no waiting period at funeralfunds.com or at 888-862-9456. We will be blessed to help you with this in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.